I need to share something with you that most doctors aren't talking about. After spending over 2 decades working with senior patients at my clinic in Phoenix, I've discovered a pattern that completely changed how I think about aging and muscle strength. If you're over 60 and feeling weaker than you used to, if your clothes are looser around your arms, but tighter around your waist, or if simple tasks like opening jars or carrying groceries have become surprisingly difficult, what I'm about to share could transform your life. My name is Dr. Sarah Chen, and 3 years ago, I noticed something unusual in my patient files. Several of my patients in their 70s and 80s were getting stronger instead of weaker. Their muscle mass was increasing, their inflammation markers were dropping, and they were regaining abilities they thought they'd lost forever. The common thread? They had all started adding specific ingredients to their morning coffee. Before we dive into these 8 powerful additions, you need to understand what's happening inside your body right now. Every decade after 60, you lose up to 8% of your muscle mass. This isn't just an aesthetic concern. This is about your ability to maintain independence, avoid falls, and continue doing the activities you love. The medical term for this is sarcopenia, and it's more serious than most people realize. Sarcopenia is directly linked to increased risk of fractures, hospitalization, and loss of independence. But here's the breakthrough. Your muscles have an incredible capacity to rebuild, even well into your 70s and 80s. The key is understanding that aging muscles need more than just protein. They need specific compounds that fight inflammation, improve circulation, and signal your body to rebuild rather than break down muscle tissue. That's exactly what these 8 coffee additions provide. Let me tell you about Margaret, 72, from Scottsdale. 6 months ago, she could barely lift her laundry basket without pain shooting through her back. Her daughter was already researching assisted living facilities because Margaret was struggling with basic daily tasks. Then, Margaret discovered what I'm about to share with you. She started adding just 3 simple ingredients to her morning coffee. Within 8 weeks, she wasn't just carrying her own laundry, she was helping her neighbor move furniture. Her doctor was stunned by her muscle strength measurements. Or consider Robert, 78, from Denver. He loved woodworking, but had given it up because his hands shook and his arms were too weak to hold his tools steady. After his wife suggested adding specific ingredients to his coffee, Robert was skeptical. But after 2 months of consistency, he was back in his workshop building a rocking chair for his newest grandchild. He now teaches woodworking classes at the community center twice a week. These aren't isolated cases. They represent what's possible when you give your body the right nutrients in the right combinations. Now let me walk you through each of these 8 ingredients, ranked from good to absolutely incredible. Number 8. Ceylon cinnamon for blood sugar stability. Most people think of cinnamon as just a spice for desserts, but when you add half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon to your morning coffee, you're doing something remarkable for your muscles. Cinnamon contains compounds called polyphenols that stabilize blood sugar levels throughout the day. Why does this matter for muscle strength? Because unstable blood sugar creates insulin spikes that literally rob your muscles of energy and accelerate muscle breakdown. Think about your energy levels at 2 p.m. every day. Do you crash? Do you reach for sugary snacks? That energy roller coaster is robbing your muscles of strength every single day. John, 68, from Miami, experienced this firsthand. He was a retired engineer who crashed every afternoon around 2. His energy would plummet, his thinking would get foggy, and his legs would feel like lead weights. His wife Maria suggested adding cinnamon to his morning coffee after reading about it online. John thought it sounded ridiculous, but Maria kept pestering him until he tried it. Within 2 weeks of adding Ceylon cinnamon to his coffee, John's afternoon crashes disappeared. His energy stayed steady all day, and even his evening walks with Maria became longer and more enjoyable. The science behind this is fascinating. When your blood sugar spikes and crashes throughout the day, it creates a hormonal environment that breaks down muscle tissue to provide emergency glucose. Cinnamon helps smooth out these swings, keeping your muscles in a building state rather than a breaking down state. Make sure you use Ceylon cinnamon, also called true cinnamon, not the cheaper cassia variety that most grocery stores sell. Ceylon cinnamon has much lower levels of coumarin, a compound that can be harmful in large doses. You can find Ceylon cinnamon at most health food stores or order it online. Number 7. Unsweetened cocoa powder for circulation. Most people think of cocoa as just a treat, but it's actually one of the most powerful sources of flavonoids on the planet. These natural compounds improve blood flow by helping your blood vessels relax and deliver oxygen-rich blood to your muscles. As we age, our blood vessels become stiffer and less efficient at delivering nutrients to our muscles. This is why your legs might feel heavy during walks or why you get winded more easily than you used to. Cocoa flavonoids can actually reverse this process, making your circulation more like it was when you were younger. Evelyn, 72, from Portland, discovered this firsthand. She loved her morning walks around the neighborhood, but lately her legs felt like concrete blocks. She was considering giving up her daily walks altogether when her grandson suggested adding a tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder to her coffee. Evelyn was skeptical, but decided to try it. Within a month of adding unsweetened cocoa powder to her coffee, not only were her walks easier, but she was actually walking farther than she had in years. Her blood pressure, which had been creeping up, also dropped back into the normal range. Her doctor was so impressed that he started recommending cocoa to his other patients. The key is using pure, unsweetened cocoa powder, not the sugary hot chocolate mixes you find in stores. Just 1 tablespoon stirred into your coffee provides a massive dose of flavonoids, while adding a rich, satisfying flavor that most people enjoy. When you combine cocoa's circulation benefits with coffee's natural energy boost, you create a powerful combination for muscle health. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who consumed cocoa flavonoids daily showed significant improvements in walking speed and muscle strength compared to those who didn't. Another study found that cocoa consumption improved cognitive function and reduced inflammation markers in older adults. Number 6. MCT oil for steady energy. Adding fat to coffee might sound crazy, but the science behind MCT oil is rock solid. Medium-chain triglycerides found in coconut oil and concentrated in MCT oil provide your muscles with a completely different type of fuel called ketones. After 60, your cells become less efficient at using glucose for energy. Unlike glucose, which causes energy spikes and crashes, ketones provide steady, sustained energy that your muscles can use efficiently, even as you age. This is why many seniors report more stable energy levels and better mental clarity when they start adding MCT oil to their coffee. Your brain, which uses 20% of your daily energy, also runs beautifully on ketones, which is why many people experience improved focus and mental sharpness. Harold, 69, from Chicago, experienced this transformation personally. Harold had always been an early riser, but by 10:30 every morning, he would feel shaky and unfocused. He'd reach for a donut or muffin just to get through until lunch, which would make him feel even worse later. His son, who worked in nutrition, suggested Harold try adding a teaspoon of MCT oil to his morning coffee. Harold was hesitant because he didn't want his coffee to taste greasy, but he was desperate enough to try anything. Harold's morning energy crashes disappeared completely. He stopped craving sugary snacks, and over the next 3 months, he lost 12 pounds of stubborn belly fat without changing anything else about his diet. His doctor was amazed by his improved energy and focus during appointments. To use MCT oil effectively, start with just half a teaspoon blended into hot coffee and gradually work up to 1 tablespoon. Blending is important because it creates a creamy, frothy texture that most people find delicious. You can use a small milk frother or even just a spoon to mix it thoroughly. The key is consistency. Your body needs time to adapt to using ketones efficiently, but once it does, you'll wonder how you ever lived without this steady energy source. Some people experience mild digestive upset when starting MCT oil, which is why it's important to start slowly and build up gradually. Number 5. Milk or fortified soy milk for essential protein. This might seem simple, but it's one of the most overlooked muscle-building strategies for seniors. Most American seniors are severely deficient in high-quality protein, especially first thing in the morning when their bodies are in a muscle breakdown state from overnight fasting. Adding just half a cup of milk or soy milk to your coffee provides between 4 and 8 grams of complete protein, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids your muscles need to rebuild and repair. For seniors, this small amount of protein can be the difference between maintaining muscle mass and losing it gradually over time. Most seniors need significantly more protein than younger adults to maintain muscle mass, but they often eat less protein as they age due to decreased appetite, dental issues, or cost concerns. This creates a perfect storm for muscle loss. Dolores, 74, from San Antonio, learned this lesson the hard way. She had been drinking black coffee for decades, thinking she was making the healthier choice by avoiding calories. But her daughter, who worked as a physical therapist, noticed that Dolores's arms were getting thinner and her grip strength was declining. She suggested that Dolores start adding organic soy milk to her morning coffee, explaining that the protein would help preserve her muscle mass. Dolores was resistant at first, worried about the extra calories, but her daughter convinced her to try it for 3 months. The transformation was incredible. Within 3 months, Dolores noticed she could open stubborn jar lids again, carry her purse without her shoulder aching, and even help her grandson with his science project that required steady hands. Her doctor confirmed that she had actually gained lean muscle mass, something very rare for women her age. The key is choosing the right type of milk. If you tolerate dairy well, organic whole milk provides excellent protein plus beneficial fats. If you prefer plant-based options, choose fortified soy milk, which contains complete protein and often added vitamins and minerals, specifically beneficial for bone health. Avoid almond milk or other nut milks for this purpose, as they contain very little protein. Rice milk and oat milk also have minimal protein content. The goal is to add significant protein to your morning routine, so choose milk options that actually deliver meaningful amounts. Number 4. Collagen powder for joint and connective tissue. Collagen isn't just about skin health, like the beauty industry wants you to believe. It's literally the glue that holds your muscles, joints, and bones together. After age 60, your body's natural collagen production drops by about 1% every year. That's why joints start creaking, muscles feel stiffer, and recovery from any activity takes longer. Adding collagen powder to hot coffee provides your body with the exact amino acids it needs to rebuild and repair connective tissue throughout your body. We're talking about glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, amino acids that are almost impossible to get in sufficient quantities from regular food. These amino acids are the building blocks for not just your skin, but your muscles, tendons, ligaments, and even your bones. Robert, 70, from Phoenix, discovered the power of collagen by accident. He was an avid gardener but had been forced to give up his hobby because his knees hurt too much to kneel and his back ached for days after even light yard work. His neighbor, who was a retired nurse, suggested he try adding collagen powder to his morning coffee. Robert was skeptical, but decided he had nothing to lose since he was already considering giving up gardening completely. The transformation was remarkable. After just 6 weeks, Robert was back in his garden, not only kneeling without pain, but actually able to do heavier work than he'd done in years. His wife couldn't believe the transformation. Robert described it as feeling like his joints had been oiled and his muscles had been recharged. The science backs this up completely. A study published in the International Journal of Sports Nutrition found that seniors who supplemented with collagen powder showed significant improvements in joint comfort, muscle recovery, and overall mobility compared to those who didn't. Another study found that collagen supplementation actually increased bone density in postmenopausal women, something previously thought to be almost impossible without prescription medications. The researchers believe this happens because collagen provides the structural framework that calcium and other minerals attach to in bones. To get these benefits, add 1 scoop of unflavored collagen powder to your hot coffee and stir until it dissolves completely. Collagen is virtually tasteless and dissolves easily in hot liquids. The heat actually helps your body absorb the amino acids more efficiently. Look for grass-fed collagen powder for the highest quality and best results. Marine collagen, sourced from fish, is also excellent and may be even more bioavailable than bovine collagen. Number 3. Whey protein powder for muscle building. Before you dismiss this as something only for bodybuilders, let me explain why whey protein is actually more important for seniors than for young athletes. After age 60, your body develops what scientists call anabolic resistance. Here's what that means in plain English. The same amount of protein that would have built muscle when you were younger now barely registers. Your muscles become resistant to the muscle-building signals that protein normally provides. But whey protein is different. It's incredibly rich in leucine, the specific amino acid that acts like a key to unlock your muscle's growth machinery. Think of leucine as the ignition switch for muscle protein synthesis. Without enough leucine, your body can't properly repair or build new muscle fibers. A groundbreaking study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed 2 groups of seniors for 6 months. One group added whey protein to their daily routine, while the other group didn't change anything. The whey protein group gained an average of 4 pounds of lean muscle mass, while the control group actually lost muscle. Even more impressive, the whey protein group showed improvements in walking speed, balance, and overall strength that directly translated to better quality of life. They could climb stairs more easily, carry groceries without strain, and maintain their independence longer. Helen, 67, from Minneapolis, experienced this transformation firsthand. Helen had always been active, but over the past few years, she noticed that everything felt heavier. Grocery bags, laundry baskets, even her purse seemed to weigh more than they used to. Her arms looked thinner, and she felt weak in a way that scared her. She was starting to avoid activities she used to enjoy because they left her exhausted. Her son, who was a personal trainer, suggested she try adding unflavored whey protein isolate to her morning coffee. Helen was resistant at first, worried it would make her coffee taste chalky or weird. But after just 8 weeks of consistency, Helen noticed her arms looked fuller, her strength was returning, and she actually felt excited about physical activities again. The key is using whey protein isolate, which is more easily digested and absorbed than regular whey protein. Add 1 scoop to hot coffee and stir thoroughly. The heat helps the protein dissolve smoothly, and when combined with coffee's natural ability to improve circulation, you create the perfect environment for muscle protein synthesis. For those with lactose sensitivity, whey isolate or hydrolyzed whey is much easier to digest than regular whey protein. These forms have had most of the lactose removed while maintaining the high leucine content that makes whey so effective for muscle building. Number 2. Ground chia seeds for complete nutrition. Chia seeds are tiny but mighty, and most people use them correctly. The secret is grinding them into a fine powder and stirring that powder into your hot coffee. This releases nutrients that would otherwise pass through your digestive system unused. Ground chia seeds provide an incredible combination of plant-based protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and soluble fiber. For seniors, this combination is like hitting the nutritional jackpot. The protein helps preserve muscle mass, the omega-3s reduce inflammation throughout your body, and the fiber helps stabilize blood sugar and improve digestive health. Here's what makes chia seeds so special for muscle health. They contain all 9 essential amino acids, making them a complete protein source that's easily digestible, even for seniors with sensitive stomachs. The omega-3 fatty acids help reduce the chronic inflammation that accelerates muscle loss, and the fiber helps your body absorb nutrients more efficiently. George, 71, from Seattle, discovered the power of ground chia seeds when he was struggling with multiple health issues. His digestion was poor, he had constant joint stiffness, and his energy levels were so low that he was napping twice a day just to function. His daughter, who was studying nutrition, suggested he try grinding chia seeds and adding them to his morning coffee. George was skeptical, thinking they would make his coffee taste weird, but he was willing to try anything at that point. The transformation was dramatic. Within just 2 weeks, George's digestion improved dramatically. His joint stiffness decreased noticeably, and his energy became more stable throughout the day. After 3 months, his doctor was amazed by his improved inflammation markers and overall vitality. George described it as feeling like someone had given him a complete tune-up. His sleep improved, his mental clarity increased, and he stopped needing those afternoon naps that had become a daily necessity. To use chia seeds effectively, grind about 2 tablespoons in a coffee grinder until they form a fine powder. Store this powder in the refrigerator and add 1 teaspoon to your hot coffee each morning. The powder dissolves easily and adds a slightly nutty flavor that most people enjoy. The key is grinding them fresh weekly to preserve the omega-3 fatty acids, which can go rancid if exposed to air for too long. Pre-ground chia seed powder is available, but freshly ground is always better for maximum nutritional benefit. Number 1. Turmeric with black pepper for powerful anti-inflammation. This is the ingredient that Harvard researchers found increased muscle strength by over 40% in seniors, yet less than 3% of Americans know about its muscle-building properties. I'm talking about turmeric combined with black pepper, and this combination is so powerful that it should be considered essential for anyone over 60. Here's why this combination is absolutely crucial. Your body can barely absorb curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, on its own. Add just a tiny pinch of black pepper, however, and absorption increases by up to 2,000%. That's not a typo. Black pepper contains piperine, which dramatically enhances curcumin absorption. Why is this so important for muscle health? Chronic inflammation is the silent destroyer of muscle tissue as we age. It interferes with muscle protein synthesis, increases muscle breakdown, and makes recovery from any activity take much longer. Curcumin directly targets this inflammation at the cellular level, essentially turning off the signals that tell your body to break down muscle tissue. But the benefits go far beyond just inflammation. Studies have shown that curcumin can actually increase the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that helps maintain the nerve connections between your brain and your muscles. This means better coordination, faster reflexes, and improved muscle control. Akiko, 73, from Los Angeles, experienced the incredible power of this combination when chronic knee pain was threatening to end her daily walks. She had tried everything from prescription medications to expensive supplements, but nothing provided lasting relief. Her doctor mentioned that turmeric might help with inflammation, but warned her that most people don't absorb it well. Akiko did some research and learned about combining turmeric with black pepper for better absorption. She started adding half a teaspoon of turmeric and a small pinch of black pepper to her morning coffee. The results were life-changing. Within just 4 weeks, her knee pain had decreased so dramatically that she was able to resume her 3-mile daily walks. 6 months later, she was not only walking pain-free, but had actually started hiking on weekend trails with her hiking club. Her doctor was amazed by her improved mobility and reduced inflammation markers in her blood tests. The research supporting this combination is overwhelming. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that seniors taking curcumin with black pepper showed significant improvements in muscle strength, joint flexibility, and overall physical function compared to those taking a placebo. Another study found that this combination actually helped seniors build new muscle tissue, something previously thought to be almost impossible without intensive resistance training. The researchers believe curcumin helps optimize the cellular environment for muscle growth while reducing the inflammation that normally interferes with this process. To get these incredible benefits, add half a teaspoon of high-quality turmeric powder and just a small pinch of black pepper to your hot coffee each morning. The heat helps release the curcumin, and the black pepper ensures your body can actually use it. If you find the flavor too strong at first, you can start with a 1/4 teaspoon and gradually work up to the full amount. Some people like to add a touch of honey or maple syrup to balance the earthy flavor of turmeric. Now that you understand each of these 8 powerful ingredients, let me show you exactly how to put them together. You don't need to add all 8 ingredients at once. In fact, I recommend starting slowly to let your body adjust. For beginners, start with just 3 ingredients: cinnamon, milk or soy milk, and turmeric with black pepper. This combination provides blood sugar stabilization, high-quality protein, and powerful anti-inflammatory benefits. These 3 alone can make a dramatic difference in how you feel. After 2 weeks of consistency with these 3, add collagen powder for joint and connective tissue support. Give your body another 2 weeks to adjust, then add either cocoa powder for circulation benefits or MCT oil for sustained energy, depending on your primary goals. If you struggle with heavy legs and poor circulation, go with cocoa. If you experience energy crashes and brain fog, choose MCT oil. The advanced routine includes all 8 ingredients and creates what I call the ultimate muscle rebuilding coffee. This is the full protocol that has produced the most dramatic transformations in my patients. Here's the exact recipe for the complete muscle rebuilding coffee. Start with 8 ounces of hot, high-quality coffee. Then add half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, 1 tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of MCT oil, half a cup of organic milk or fortified soy milk, 1 scoop of unflavored collagen powder, 1 scoop of whey protein isolate, 1 teaspoon of ground chia seed powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric, and a small pinch of black pepper. Blend all ingredients thoroughly using a milk frother or small blender to create a creamy, delicious drink. This is important because blending emulsifies the fats and helps everything mix together smoothly. The result tastes like a healthy mocha latte, but works like medicine for your muscles. The timing of when you drink this matters significantly. Have this enhanced coffee first thing in the morning on an empty stomach for maximum absorption. Your body is most receptive to nutrients after the overnight fast, and taking it on an empty stomach ensures nothing interferes with absorption. Wait at least 30 minutes before eating anything else to allow your body to fully process and absorb all the nutrients. During this 30-minute window, the amino acids, anti-inflammatory compounds, and other nutrients are being delivered directly to your muscles and tissues without competition from other foods. I want to set realistic expectations about what you'll experience as you begin this protocol. Everybody is different, but there are some common patterns I've observed over the years. Within the first week, most people notice more stable energy levels throughout the day. That afternoon crash that used to hit like a truck becomes less severe or disappears entirely. You might also notice that you're sleeping better at night, which makes sense because stable blood sugar and reduced inflammation both contribute to better sleep quality. By the second week, you'll likely notice less joint stiffness, especially in the morning. Many of my patients report that getting out of bed becomes easier and that their joints don't ache as much when they first start moving. Some people also notice improved digestion and regularity, thanks to the fiber from chia seeds and the anti-inflammatory effects of turmeric. By the 4th week, many people report feeling genuinely stronger during daily activities. Tasks that used to leave you tired, like grocery shopping or yard work, become noticeably easier. You might find yourself able to carry more bags at once or work in the garden longer without needing breaks. By the 8th week, the transformation can be truly remarkable. This is when the cumulative effects of consistent protein intake, reduced inflammation, and improved circulation really start to show. Muscle mass measurements often show improvement, grip strength increases, and overall physical function reaches levels that surprise both patients and their doctors. But the most inspiring stories come from those who stick with it for 6 months or more. This is when life-changing transformations happen. Remember Frank, 81, from Boston? When Frank started this routine, he was using a walker and had given up hope of ever being truly independent again. His family was preparing to move him to assisted living because he could no longer safely live alone. He struggled with basic tasks like getting dressed, preparing meals, and bathing. 8 months later, Frank not only walks without assistance, he started volunteering at his local food bank, helping to unload delivery trucks and stock shelves. His children are amazed by his transformation, and his doctor calls it one of the most remarkable recoveries he's seen in his 30-year career. Frank told me that the first month was challenging because he didn't notice much change and was tempted to give up. But his daughter encouraged him to keep going, reminding him that his body needed time to heal years of muscle loss. By month 3, he noticed he could stand from a seated position without using his hands. By month 5, he was walking around the block without his walker. By month 7, he felt strong enough to volunteer, which gave him a renewed sense of purpose. Or consider Dorothy, 76, from Atlanta, who started the protocol after a fall left her terrified of losing her independence. She had always been active and social, but after the fall, she became afraid to leave her house. Her world was shrinking, and depression was setting in. Within 4 months of starting the muscle rebuilding coffee routine, Dorothy's confidence returned, along with her strength. She rejoined her book club, started attending her granddaughter's soccer games, and even took a trip to visit her sister in California, something she had been too afraid to do after the fall. Dorothy said the physical transformation was incredible, but the emotional transformation was even more profound. She stopped living in fear and started living with joy again. These stories represent what's possible when you give your body the right nutrients in the right combinations consistently over time. Your muscles have an incredible capacity to rebuild and strengthen, even well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. What makes this protocol so effective isn't just the individual ingredients, it's how they work together synergistically. Each ingredient amplifies the effects of the others in ways that create results greater than the sum of their parts.